In this video, I'm going to show you how I make millions of gold every single day in retail World of Warcraft. And I only actually spend probably about half an hour every 2 days doing this money making method. And as you can see, I make a bunch of gold from doing this. These are my mailboxes on a couple characters. I have characters set up on every single auction house, so every single realm on the US region. Well, and also the EU region. So first of all, what you want to do is you want to have the correct setup. So to start off with, you are going to need characters on multiple different realms because we are going to be doing cross realm trading. This is where you buy an item on one realm for cheap, you move it to another realm that has a much higher price and you try to sell it on the higher price realm, and obviously you keep the profit in between, and that is how you make gold from this. Now for add-ons, there's only one that you really need, and this is TSM. This is the main add-on. This is going to give you a bunch of things to do with the auction house and the economy. First of all, it's going to give you groups. Now in these groups, you can put groups and you can also connect operations with them. Now if you want to get my flipping groups and my operations, you can get that inside of my flipping guide. And I also have a flipping training course. So the training course is over 6 hours of footage that teaches you everything you need to know about cross-realm flipping step by step. So they'll be linked down below if you want to check those out. But you can just make your own groups, and then you also want to have operations connected to those groups. Now my operations, how I've set them up is that it will keep track of how much you've paid for each item, and it will only post them at a profitable price. Now I have a bunch of different operations that do different things like that. But basically the gist of them is that they'll only post items at a profitable price, and they also take into consideration the auction house 5% cut. You want to turn on this setting, enable region-wide trading, and first of all you want to go ahead and make a new profile, which is just going to be for flipping. From here, if you have my flipping guide, you just want to go ahead and import it. If you don't have my flipping guide, you just want to start making your own groups with items that you want to start flipping. Now moving on to TSM tooltips. Now this is very important. So TSM gives you price data for every single item that can be sold on the auction house. So for your settings, you want to go tooltip settings, and you want to make sure that you have region-wide market value and trend on, and you also want to have region sale average on, region sale rate on, and region average daily sold. These are the main ones that we want for cross-realm flipping. When it has region in front of it, it means that it's for your whole region. Now for the tooltips, as you can see some information about this weapon right here. And we can see the region market value is 500,000. You can see the region sale average is 235,000. When buying items, you want to make sure that it is way below both of those price sources. So below the region market value average and also the region sale average. Now for the region sale rate, this is basically a number. The higher this number is, it means the quicker this item sells. So the higher the number, the more volume this specific item actually sells on the auction house over the past 60 days. And this is just from people that actually use TSM, which the majority of people that are selling on the auction house in big volume, they're pretty much all using TSM. So that's how the tooltip works. You want to make sure that you're looking at that at every single item. So moving on to the warband bank. This is how we actually move items from one realm to another. You can speak to any banker and you have to buy the tabs for the warband bank. Now to use this feature, the warband with TSM, you want to type in /TSM bank UI, and this will bring up this thing right here. From here you can go ahead and you can remove items from your warband bank very easily. So point blank sniper. Now this is the free way of buying items that I personally still use, and I actually do this when I'm going through all my realms reposting my items. I sometimes go ahead and do a quick point blank sniper scan. So with this add-on, you can download it from like CurseForge, and this is an add-on that basically will help you snipe items. The only downside to this is it's realm specific. So there are methods that you can actually do, which are not in-game, that you can do basically all the realms at once, but with add-ons you have to do one realm at a time. How point blank sniper works is that you're going to make groups with Auctionator, which is another add-on. In the shoppings tab, that's where you make the groups. You select a group in point blank sniper, you select a price source. I recommend using DB region sale average. You set a percent. Now it will show everything that is under that percent. Now the cool thing about point blank sniper is it's in live time. So if someone posts an item while you're scanning, it's actually going to pop up, unlike TSM. So here's an item right here. We go ahead and buy that with point blank sniper. We throw that in the warband bank, and then I keep buying more items. When you're buying items, I recommend doing this is just buying them, doing a session of buying a bunch of them, putting them in your warband bank, and then go to selling after you're done the buying process. So this is how I use point blank sniper. It's super simple. Now if you want to get my point blank sniper groups, they are in my flipping guide, so I'll have that link down below in the description box. But if you want to make your own, it's super simple to make groups with Auctionator in the shopping tab, and that is how you make your groups that you're going to use with point blank sniper. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the very best method. Now this is going to be a paid method. It's only $5 a month, which is super cheap for what this tool actually does. So what FlippingPal does is it will show you the best possible deal for every single item in the game that meets your filters. Now you have a bunch of different columns that you can sort from highest to lowest. Now the main few columns here is going to be the buy price and buy round, and then you also have the sell price and sell round. So basically it's going to give you the buy round is the best possible round to buy on, the sell round is the best possible round to sell an item on. We have a bunch of different filters that you can go through right here, and you can select exactly what you want to be finding. Now the best thing about this is that it covers every single realm on your region. Well, even more specific, you can actually in the settings put in which realms you want to buy from and which realms you want to sell on. So say for an example that you're only starting off with 10 realms that you're going to be selling on. You can go ahead and select that with FlippingPal. And then once again, you can even narrow that down more with the filters right here. And you can actually search realm specific, or you can do all the realms that you have in your settings. We have a bunch of different filters for the value ranges. So this would be things like your sell rate, like the minimum sell rate you want to have, the minimum sell average you want to have. There's a bunch of different filters that you can play around with FlippingPal to find the perfect items that meet your flipping criteria. So for an example, we're going to set this to 50,000. So it's only going to show items that have over a 50,000 sell average. So basically the big boy items of the game. Now there's a bunch of other filters. Some that I really like that are super useful are the bottom ones right here. We can select activate gold profit on sale average, and this means it's not going to show any that are negative. And we can also include or exclude anything that is crafted, because I know a lot of people, myself included, I don't like flipping crafted items because a crafter can just bulk craft it as soon as I reset the market. So that's why I like to stay away from crafted items, but we have it there so you can include it or exclude it. It's completely up to you. Okay, so this is a column right here. We have the sale average, and we have this set to 50,000. Now, if we go ahead and we click on sale average versus buy, this will sort this from the highest percent to the lowest percent. And this is based off the buy price and also the sale average. So it's the gap in between, the profit in between those prices, it will give you in the sale average versus buy column. Now, I really like to sort this column from highest to lowest. And this is going to bring up some of the best possible deals. Now, keep in consideration, we have our filters already selected. So it needs to be over a 0.03 sell rate, and it also needs to be over 50,000 gold for the sale average. And as you can see, we can pick up this recipe for 2,400 gold on this realm cluster, and then we can go ahead, we can resell it for 5.5 million gold on the highest possible realm, but we'll probably just post it on any of the realms for around the sale average price, around 100,000 gold. Here's a recipe right here. Let's go ahead and grab that, throw it in the warband bank, and then buy another item. Now I will show you a few examples of buying items with FlippingPal, because there's so many different ways to buy items with FlippingPal and to use FlippingPal. But I'll show you the way that I normally use it. So for an example, we got another item here. I know this hat sells really good. As you can see, the sell rate is 0.013, which is great for transmog. We can pick it up for 15,000 gold. Sale average is 54,000 gold, and there are a few rounds that we could post it for a lot of gold. So the recommended round is we could post it for 1 million gold. Now I tend not to post them on the recommended round because that's the highest price on the whole region. So the chance of getting the sale on those is a bit low. So I just throw it in the warband bank, and then I let my TSM operation post it on any round that it is profitable to post it on. Let's go ahead and play around with the settings a bit more right here. Now let's go ahead and actually flip some current content stuff. So let's go ahead for the expansions. Let's select the war within. For the weapons, for the categories, we're going to select weapon and armor. And let's go ahead and just click search and see what we've got here. So now we have all of the items from the current expansion. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sort the buy price from lowest to highest, and we're also going to sort item level from highest to lowest. And this will actually combine those two columns together. So it will first show us the cheapest ones for item level 714, and then it will go from the lowest price to the highest in that order, and then it will show the next lowest item level, and then it will show that in the same order with price from highest to lowest. But we can see we can pick up 2 of the 714 item level BOEs, actually both on Frostmourne. So let's go ahead, grab some gold out of the warband bank, and let's grab these items. Now the key when you're actually flipping current content BOEs, especially raid BOEs, they're a market that you want to get in and out of very quickly. So you want to buy the items and you want to sell them as quick as possible before the market tanks, because it's gonna happen with current content raid BOEs. They are going to go down in price. That's the only way they go down. It's the only way the price moves. It goes down. So you want to make sure that with these, you basically want to get in and out as quick as possible. So this means like doing cancel scans, posting very regularly, trying to sell them off as quick as possible. That's how you want to approach flipping the raid BOEs. Other items though, you don't have to worry as much because the price isn't going to drop. But saying that, raid BOEs are still a great way to make a lot of gold. But this is by far the best way to buy bulk items. So we just logged into Area 52. We're going to select in the filters Area 52. Now this is going to show only deals from Area 52. If we sort it from sale average first buy, we're going to see all of the best deals at the very top. Now if you look on the far right side, there is a box. What we can do is we can select the ones that we want to actually buy. So let's go through and let's go ahead and buy all the ones that we want to buy on Area 52. Once we're done, if we see the button up on the top, it says get auctionator list. So if we click that and then click on copy auctionator shopping list, that's going to make an export that we can import into auctionator. So click on shopping tab, click on import, paste it here, and then import it. Now this has all of those items and it's set up with the exact price that FlippingPal recommends. So we'll only show the items if it's that price or below. This way you're never going to end up buying items overpriced compared to what FlippingPal is recommending. You can also use the list in Point Blank Sniper if you want to do it this way. It's just personal preference. You can do either way. And obviously it's set up with the price, so you don't need a percent or a price source because FlippingPal already, it includes the minimum price or the maximum price you're willing to pay for an item when you actually import it from FlippingPal. So as you can see, we just bought like 20 items in a matter of 1 minute. This is how you can buy hundreds and thousands of items very easily using FlippingPal. So moving on to how I actually sell the items. Obviously I'm using TSM to post the items. I'm using the TSM macro to post them very quickly. But we're going to be using the warband bank feature with TSM, and we want to click on post cap to bags. This is going to remove one of each item from the warband bank. If you're using my operations, because it has banking operations set up for you, then you want to go ahead, use TSM, go to auctioning, select all your groups, and then you want to go ahead and post them. Now how my operations work, if you're using those, which a lot of people have my flipping guide and will be using it, is that it'll only post them at a profitable price. It will take into consideration the 5% auction house cut. Now down the bottom, if you see cheapest auction below min price, this is fine because we're going to just put them in the warband bank and then move them to the next round. And then also if you see maximum amount already posted, it just means there's already one post on this round, and how my operations is set up is it's only going to post one of each item and it will only post them at a profitable price. So whatever's left in your bags doesn't meet those criteria, so we put them in the warband bank and we simply move them to the next round. This way, by the time we get through all of our rounds, by the time we get through all of the items in the warband bank, they will have all been posted on different rounds, all at a profitable price and only one of each item. This way we spread out and we're covering as many markets as possible, and they're all only at a profitable price. So this is by far the best way to do cross round flipping, 100%. But as you can see, we're on the next realm. We're going to go ahead, post all of these up. And then when we log on to the new realm, what I like to do is take out all of my expired listings, then get the stuff out of the warband bank, and then post it all at once, and then back in the warband bank and move on to the next realm. That was it for this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And also, if you want to go ahead and get all of my flipping resources, they're inside of my flipping guide and flipping video training course, which they're both linked down below in the description box. Let me know down in the comments what sort of videos you would like to see next. Till next one, guys, take care.